St. John was babysitting his girlfriend's son while she took care of a traffic ticket, as I stated, and was gone from about 8 a.m. to about 10:30 a.m. that morning. She came home and found Braden in bed, looking halfway asleep. She put a movie on for him, not knowing that her baby had most likely already passed from the violent beating that Luke St. John had dealt him that morning. Kelsey so she puts on a movie for Braden, thinking that, oh, he must still be tired. He's a 2-year-old. So, my 2-year-old was done taking naps. If he would have been in bed at 10 a.m., I would have thought that there would have been something more to that. Like, is my child sick? What's going on here? But at any rate, she did put a movie on for him, checked on him, and she gets in the shower, and then they smoke some marijuana and watch a movie themselves. So about 1 p.m., she goes in to check on Braden again. And this time he's blue and he is not breathing. And my question is if Luke had killed him that morning, Luke is just watching a movie with his girlfriend and smoking weed, knowing that he had just beaten this child to death in the room next door. I mean, that's truly sick. So Kelsey called the police. She answered and participated in the line of questioning that the police had for her. And eventually, like I said, the medical examiner narrowed down the time of death to where Kelsey would have been at the courtroom that morning. So not only was Luke St. John indicted on charges of the manslaughter of this child, he was also charged with felonious assault and involuntary manslaughter and endangerment of a child. A blunt force object is believed to have bashed this child's skull in and created a large skull fracture, which is what ultimately incapacitated him. It took the jury 3.5 hours to reach a guilty verdict in this crime. Not only had St. John done this before, as he had previously been investigated for schmeeding a child, but the worker that was in charge of keeping these children safe, like the CPS worker, was also brought up on her own set of charges and received punishment for this crime. So the prosecutor in closing statement stated, quote, "Child abuse is a crime that is committed in secret. It's not meant to have witnesses." The prosecutor added, "But you have heard Braden's voice in this case, and it says Luke is guilty." A second medical examiner was brought in by the prosecution. So not only was the Ohio medical examiner brought in, but another medical examiner from Florida confirmed the findings of the first medical examiner, and that only pointed the finger at one person, and that was Luke St. John. Kelsey, like I said, was alibied during the time of death, and when Kelsey arrived home, she's the one that called in the crime. She answered the police questions.
No, she didn't.
She rode in the hospital. She rode in the ambulance to the hospital with her child. However, while Kelsey is dealing with this, Luke has been cowering and hiding in the shadows. He's found to have gone and was hiding in his brother's closet while police are trying to catch up with him. And while awaiting trial, Luke St. John told a cellmate that he regretted talking about this case over the phone in prison because, hello, Luke, do you not realize that they listen to your conversations on prison? It, literally states it at the beginning of every call. Anyways, during sentencing, St. John asked not to be imprisoned at the same prison that the child's biological father was serving time at. He was sentenced to 18 years to life, having already served 442 consecutive days So Luke St. John could be walking free before Braden would have ever even had the chance to finish college. Now, Kelsey is stated as is quoted as stating, he got what he deserved. However, did he? Because St. John's father is a major proponent for the guilt of Darlie Routier in her case. And so I wonder, and he was a non-supporter of Darlie for quite a long time and has a lot to say about the schmeth of her two children. And so I wonder why he's so loud when his child committed the same crime and has been found absolutely guilty without an appeal. Also, is it really fair that we know for a fact that St. John murdered these two boys, yet we're not sure of the guilt of Darlie? And she's going to be sitting in death row while St. John could go on to have another child? What is going on with this? Do we just as a society not see men as dangerous as women? Or does it just mess with the psyche that a woman would be capable of killing her own child? At any rate, St. John is among the regular prison population, not sitting in a bleak and hopeless death row cell such as Darlie. The sentencing for men who kill children is different. And you can go listen to a few cases about this on our podcast, Kitchen Table Research. And if you already haven't listened, we do have a 2-part series on women on death row while you wait for our Christmas special to come out. But at any rate, I would like this to open up a discussion and let me know how you would compare the Luke St. John case to the Darlie Routier case. And I'm going to move in a second. And here's a picture of the lovely Luke St. John. He looks like a real stand-up guy, doesn't he? At any rate, I want to wish you guys all a Merry Christmas. You can follow me here at my new channel. We made it to Miami. It's overcast, but I am glad to be with my family and not sitting inside of a cell. And so I just want to wish Darlie a Merry Christmas. And to all my fans, you guys stay safe. Bye. Hey guys, it's Sully. Merry Christmas Eve. I am here to do a story on my TikTok, and then my podcast should be dropping our Christmas special called the Maple Syrup Heist. So if you want a more uplifting Christmas story, I would tell you to go check out. She is alibied to be at the courthouse when the ME narrowed down the time of death for this small child, Braden. St. John was babysitting his girlfriend's son while she took care of a traffic ticket, as I stated, and was gone from about 8 a.m. to about...
Okay, this is a Darlie Routier supporter, and this is what they do when you speak out on the case. However, I will be going live later on tonight to deal with this and put it in my words, because everybody that's watching my channel right now knows exactly what this case is about. And knows exactly what's going on. Oh, and one thing that you failed to realize is, why is he speaking out against Darlie Routier? I was speaking out against Darlie Routier for years before my son committed this offense. Oh, and I used to be a supporter too. I'll be dealing with this about 10 o'clock tonight. Sully, you're more welcome to come to my channel.